Hello everyone. Before we dive into today's topic, we want to take a moment to thank you for your support. Every like, comment, and subscription truly makes a difference and helps this channel grow. If you enjoy our content and don't want to miss future videos, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell to receive all updates. In the absolute silence of space, one question echoes louder than any radio signal ever transmitted. Where is everyone? We are immersed in a universe teeming with stars, planets, and galaxies, a cosmic stage that has had billions of years to host something more than just life on Earth. And yet, from every corner of the cosmos, there is nothing. No whisper, no technological signature, no clear sign of other intelligences. It is the great paradox of our time, a contradiction that stares back at us each time we look up at the stars. Our galaxy, the Milky Way, is home to hundreds of billions of stars. Most of them have planetary systems, and among these, tens of billions of potentially habitable planets are estimated. If even a minuscule fraction of these worlds had given rise to intelligent life, we would be in a cosmos bursting with signals, colossal structures, artifacts, interstellar missions. And yet, what we perceive is an eerie silence. Not just emptiness but an active absence. As if the universe were avoiding us. Or worse, as if something had extinguished every other voice. In 1950, physicist Enrico Fermi posed this question during lunch, unaware that he was giving name to one of the deepest mysteries of modern science. The enigma is not just about life, but about its evolution into technological forms capable of leaving traces. If the universe has had enough time to give rise to and develop advanced civilizations, we should be seeing signs. Self-replicating probes, space colonies, megastructures around stars. Instead, nothing. The darkness is not just physical, it is cultural. The possible explanations are numerous, ranging from the banal to the profoundly unsettling. Perhaps intelligent life is extremely rare, the result of a series of unlikely coincidences. Or maybe technological civilizations tend to self-destruct shortly after learning to communicate and travel. There's also the idea that advanced societies lose interest in physical expansion and retreat into virtual realities, digital universes where every desire can be fulfilled without moving an inch. Other theories speak of deliberately silent strategies. If the cosmos is a dangerous arena, every civilization might try to hide, fearing older and more powerful predators. One of the most fascinating and disturbing ideas is the Great Filter. Imagine the history of life as a path with many obstacles: the birth of organic matter, cellular evolution, self-aware intelligence, technology, long-term stability. In this sequence, there is at least one step that is nearly impossible to overcome, a cosmic bottleneck that prevents most life forms from reaching the end. If the Great Filter is behind us, say, if the birth of life is nearly impossible, then we might be a rare exception. But if it lies ahead of us, if the real difficulty is surviving our own technology or managing artificial intelligence, then we are standing at the edge of an abyss. The most unsettling point is that we cannot know for sure where this filter is. Every new discovery in the field of exobiology brings us closer to a possible answer. If we found microbial life on Mars, or on an icy moon like Europa or Enceladus, it would be an extraordinary discovery. But it would also mean that life is common. And so, if life is easy to spark, the filter is likely further along the evolutionary path. And that, for us, would not be a good sign. There's also a possible temporal explanation. Maybe we're among the first. Perhaps the universe is still too young to host a galaxy full of mature civilizations. Second and third generation stars, those most suitable for forming rocky planets with complex chemistry, might have only recently emerged on a cosmic scale. In this scenario, we could be at the dawn of interstellar civilization. The first to speak, the first to look beyond, in an age when other intelligences have yet to awaken. But if we really are the first, we face an immense task: to inaugurate cosmic dialogue. To launch the first whisper into the dark, knowing it might take millennia to receive a reply. The silence, then, would not be an absence but a waiting. Like the first fires lit at night by early humans, signals meant for someone who did not yet exist, but who would one day understand. However, there is an even more radical possibility. What if we're not searching the right way? What if intelligent life forms are so different from us that they're unrecognizable? An advanced civilization might use communication methods based on physical principles we don't yet understand. It might exist on temporal or spatial scales completely incompatible with ours. It may have even transcended matter itself, migrating into pure existence, leaving behind only silence and traces we can't interpret. Alternatively, we may already be under observation. According to the zoo hypothesis, superior civilizations might have chosen to let us evolve undisturbed, just like a protected species. No interference, no contact. Only study, distance, waiting. What if the silence is a test? A trial to see if we can evolve without destroying ourselves, before being admitted into the club of galactic civilizations? An even more extreme hypothesis is that of simulation. If the entire universe we observe is a simulated reality, the silence might be an intentional limitation. A code that prevents the emergence of other intelligences to keep the focus on the observer, us. In this scenario, the Fermi Paradox isn't a question of astronomy, it's one of design. The silence isn't a mystery, it's a rule. And yet, despite all these hypotheses, we keep searching. We send signals, point radio telescopes at distant stars, explore icy worlds in search of organic molecules. We do this because the silence, as deafening as it is, hasn't yet convinced us that we are alone. Perhaps this is the true hallmark of intelligence: the ability to question the universe even when it seems not to answer. The desire to discover, to understand, to connect. And if one day a response arrives, it won't just be the end of a scientific puzzle. It will be the greatest cultural shift in human history. Every religion, every philosophy, every idea about what it means to be human will have to redefine itself. But even if that answer never comes, the Fermi Paradox will have served its purpose: to push us to look further, to think bigger, to live with the awareness that, in the darkness of the universe, our voice might be the first. And maybe, for now, the only one.